So, a moment from each of us. The question I want to offer, which you can answer or answer a different one, is what do you bring with you? What do you take with you into the next hours of your life from this circle? I'll start off with myself. I feel that sort of the pot is stirred on this. I've been into the on this wavelength for many, many years. And I feel that listening to you, Len and Libby, and listening to you, Dan, listening to you, Andrew, um, I just feel like the pot is stirred, and I'm sort of curious to see where this energy manifests next in my work, in my life. Um, Wendy?
I think for me is to find more ways to immerse myself in this kind of open spiritual meetings and groups, and to remind myself that chances are that there are a lot of other people who feel the same way and want to connect. And so to take away the boundary I have and the fears that I have, and that somebody doesn't want to connect, that chances are they do. So finding more opportunities, both interpersonally and to be part of groups.
Thank you. Dan?
First of all, I'm just honored to be among you this morning, and it's very exciting to me. So in the next hours, I'm going to be doing my laundry and thinking about everything that was said, as, and folding my clothes and thinking about everything. I think for me, it's kind of piggybacking on what Wendy said. It's about compassion for myself. And I believe that, we can't preach peace, but through anger. And so it's doing that inner work of finding that space, of that spaciousness, that compassion, that acceptance, that peace, that inner work that otherwise I'm a hypocrite. So it's just fun, and through my connections with community and my own individual spiritual practices to just proceed with that work and deepen that so that I can truly be an authentic peacemaker.
Thank you, Dan. Andrew?
I would echo the insights that people have already expressed about the need for interchange as a prerequisite to be a conduit for change. We have to be the change we seek. But I think it's always good to connect. I think these kinds of circles reaffirm the kindred values and spirits and oneness that we experience. And we get a boost inside and another level of commitment, perhaps, to move forward in our journey. I'd also like to suggest that maybe a concrete action in the form of something like a peace concert that Dan was suggesting might be another way to express this commitment in the future in the area. Is always a good way to build further and deeper bonds, and a great vehicle for bringing people together. So thank you. And also Tamir says hello, REA, and to the group.
Please
sends her love and best wishes.
Please send my greetings and love back to her.
Please
okay.
To her from me.
And you too, Wendy. To you too, Wendy.
Thank you, Andrew. Thank you. Len and Libby.
I have a thought this is kind of off the wall, but recently a friend sent an article about Bernie Sanders, and it was, the essence was, is Bernie Sanders electable? And the point of the thing is the more we keep saying, and this isn't promoting him, this is a way of looking at life where if we keep saying Bernie's not electable, and then you say why? Well, you know, he doesn't comb his hair right, and he doesn't look as sophisticated as the other people, and you know, Bernie's just not going to cut it. He's just not electable. So the more we keep saying that, the more people will say, well, I kind of liked him, but if you say he's not electable, I better not waste my money and my vote on him. And it caused me to think about how we keep saying, this isn't going to work. We just can't do this. This just isn't possible. How are we going to ever make this work with all the rich people in the world who are buying the votes? And we keep telling ourselves all the reasons things won't work. And we begin to believe it. And we talk ourselves out of trying to take steps that we know are the highest and the best, even though they may be the most difficult. And that's what we bump up against a lot in the dialogue is people say, look at what's going on in the Middle East. Why do you keep doing this? Why do you keep talking about the Palestinians and the Jews? Well, it's because it hasn't changed yet. And so you can either stay at home and say, it doesn't work, or you can say, help is needed. We need to keep going for as long as we can. And at some level, you begin to see at the grassroots level and sort of in a hidden way, things begin to change. So I think we just have to keep telling ourselves what is the best and what can work and not get bogged down in all the reasons something won't work and somebody's not electable and somebody's not worth your time. Everything's worth our time if we stay on the path towards building a world that works for everybody.
Thank you. Thank you.
I was really touched by Andrew today in a lot of ways. And you spoke, Andrew, of religion as a box. And it's true. Like it can be, we have our clans and our circles and our boxes that we stay inside of. But if God is the largest frame of reference, if life is the largest frame of reference, if we're excluding anybody, is it really about God, or is it really about this creation, or is it something smaller? And we really have to go for what's big and beautiful now. And music is a beautiful way to do it. Food, sharing food is sacred also. But to me, if we're not translating those things into human relationships, face to face, really hearing and listening and Shema and absorbing each other and breaking down those frames and windows and making them huge. And like you talked about, it's not going to be enough. So I hope we can translate any concert or food experiences or whatever we do into face-to-face engagement that where we really absorb one another and can listen and acknowledge and dignify and elevate each other. Because to me, in my experience, we're each other's best doctors, doing it together and not alone. So I hope we can all do that and translate this experience into expanding our own lives and getting people together.